pretty ears, welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you are new here. My name is Emma. I am so happy you clicked on my What's for Dinner video. I hope you like it. We'll give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done so already. For tonight's dinner, I am making French onion burgers. First of all, I'm gonna cut up this onion, but I'm gonna sear these in my Ninja Foodi. Then I'm going to put it to slow cooker, and I'm gonna pour half of the French onion soup over the top. Then I'm going to put some onion. Then I'm going to pour the rest of the French onion soup over top. I'm gonna season the burgers with some seasoning salt. Then once it has cooked, I'm going to put some Swiss cheese on the hamburgers, and I'm going to broil it so the cheese gets all melty and delicious. Then I'm gonna put them on some of these brioche buns. Put some of these French fried onions on top. And there you have it, French fried onion burgers. Let's start by cutting up my onion. So I have cut up my whole onion. I was gonna say, if you guys don't like onions, maybe use half of an onion. But if you don't like onions, this is probably not the burger you should be making. My burgers are in my Foodi. I have it set to sear saute, medium heat. I'm just gonna season them with seasoning salt. Just like that. I'm gonna let them cook up on that side for a few minutes, and then flip them, season the other side, let them cook up on that side for a few minutes, and then switch it to slow cooker. They have been cooking up on this side for 5 minutes, so I'm just gonna flip them now. Now I'm gonna season on this side. Now I'm gonna cook them for 5 minutes, this side. Okay, it's been 5 minutes, so I'm gonna flip them again. Pour half of the soup. Throw in the onion. Pour the rest of the French onion soup. We're gonna put it to low for 6 hours. And on the side, I'm just gonna make some of these waffle fries and cook them according to the packaging directions. When there was just a few minutes left on the burgers, I just popped my buns into my oven just to warm up a little bit. So the burgers are done, so now I'm gonna add some Swiss cheese. So I'm gonna put it on broil 450 for 5 minutes to melt the cheese. When I served this up, I just put the patties on the hamburger buns and then added a little extra onion on top of there. Then I added some of the crispy onions and did the waffle fries on the side. And then I just did a little side of the French onion soup mixture in case you wanted to dip it. These burgers were absolutely delicious. I definitely will be making these again. For tonight's dinner, I am making taco pasta salad. What is that? How do you make that, you may ask? Well, let me show you. I start by bringing some water to a boil. I just added a little salt. I'm gonna let that come to a boil. I'm gonna fry up some ground turkey. You can use ground beef, but I'm using ground turkey. The water is boiling. I'm just using 2 cups of bow tie pasta. I'm just gonna let that cook up for about 10 minutes till it's al dente. I have halved my cherry tomatoes and just chopped up some green onion. And I'm just gonna drain some light red kidney beans and an 8.5 ounce can of corn. The turkey is cooked up. Now I'm gonna add a taco seasoning with some water. Stir that up. Now I'm going to add the beans and the corn. And I'm just going to let that simmer for a few minutes. Now I'm going to add my tomatoes and let them cook up for a few minutes. Now I'm going to add the pasta. Now stir it up. Now I'm going to turn off the heat and add half of this creamy French dressing. Stir it up, see if I need to add more. Okay, that's half of that 16-ounce container. Here, this is all done. Now time to serve it up. Now to each bowl, I'm gonna add a little bit of mozzarella, a little sharp cheddar, and some of this cheese. A little sour cream, little avocado, some lettuce, and some nacho cheese Doritos that I had smashed up. And a little green onion. Voila! And that's a taco pasta salad. For tonight's dinner, I am making Big Mac Sloppy Joes. You are going to need some ground beef or ground turkey if you want to be a little bit healthier, but today I am using ground beef. You're gonna need some diced onion, diced pickle. These are just hamburger pickle that I'm just gonna dice up. Some lettuce, some mayonnaise, Thousand Island dressing. I put it in my refrigerator up like this. I guess I could do it this way. Some Thousand Island dressing. I have some of these hamburger brioche buns left over from my French onion soup burgers. So I'm gonna use these, even though you're supposed to use sesame seed hamburgers. I don't have them. We're going with these. You're gonna need some sharp cheddar. There's not much left in this bag, so here I have another bag. And I already set the lettuce, right? If not, shredded lettuce. I'm gonna start by browning up my ground beef and putting my hamburger buns in the oven to toast up for 375, just until they're toasty. Buns are in the oven. The oven is preheating to 375, but because my buns are still a little bit frozen, I'm just gonna let them warm up with the oven. Now I am browning up the ground beef, and it also says the recipe I saw on Pinterest says to cook the ground beef in a dab of butter. Not sure what a dab of butter is, but here I just have a little bit on the fork. And there you go. Now I'm just gonna let that fry up. I diced up the pickles, good enough. And the meat is done, now I'm gonna drain it. Now, adding a 1/4 cup of mayo. 3/4 of a cup of Thousand Island. Hopefully I have that much. Some salt. Some pepper. Stir, stir. Meat overboard. All right, now I'm gonna add the pickle, cup of onion, stir, stir. Now I'm just gonna let that heat through. The buns are toasted to perfection. The meat is done. Now I just need to add the cheese. It says a cup. This is a little over a cup. Have you ever heard anybody say this is too much cheese? Me either. Now we're gonna stir it in. And now I'm gonna plate this. And there they are, all served up. It's just a hamburger, so I put them on paper plates. Plus, my dishwasher is clean and I don't want any more dishes, so we're going with it's a burger. They're on paper plates. Also, I just put some extra pickle on the side. There you have it. Big Mac, Sloppy Joes, yummy. And I did taste the meat, and it tastes like a Big Mac. For tonight's dinner, I am making some barbecue chicken sliders. Putting 2 boneless, skinless chicken breasts with a cup of chicken broth and season it with some garlic salt. In my Ninja Foodie, and we're gonna cook it on low for 6.5 hours. The chicken is defrosted as well. Then when the chicken was done, I just put it, so I put the chicken into a bowl to take out the chicken broth. I don't know why I didn't just shred the chicken up in my bowl, but I didn't. I ended up putting it back in my Ninja Foodie crock pot bowl to shred it up. I just used this Great Value Original Barbecue Sauce and shredded it up. And for the top of the sliders, the Hawaiian rolls, I'm just going to melt some butter and add some everything bagel seasoning in there so I can pour it on top. I sprayed my 8x8 baking dish, laid the Hawaiian rolls down, did a layer of chicken, then I did a layer of pepper jack cheese, then I put the tops on and poured the butter and the everything bagel seasoning mixture over the top, and then I just baked them in my oven at 350 for 15 minutes. Then when they came out of the oven, I just added some coleslaw inside of the sliders. This was delicious, super fast, super simple. And that concludes this week's What's for Dinner video. I hope you guys liked it. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you on Friday for my Soup of the Week video. Have a fabulous week. Bye.